NFL star Antonio Brown,
he's a team destroyer.
He is the kind of player I would never, ever want to play for.
charged with attempted murder.
Allegations overnight against NFL star.
The boxing match shooting.
Says Brown punched a man at a boxing event.
Antonio Brown went from NFL superstar to attempted murder suspect
on a charge of attempted murder
in less than 24 hours.
Brown on a charge of attempted murder.
The former Tampa Bay Buccaneers wide receiver is now facing charges that could put him in prison for life.
He should be ashamed of himself.
Count 2, burglary of an unoccupied conveyance.
It all started at a celebrity boxing match in Miami.
Antonio Brown accused of sexually assaulting a woman who worked as his trainer.
Cameras were rolling, celebrities were watching, and then gunshots rang out. When the smoke cleared, someone was fighting for their life.
Arrest former NFL player Antonio Brown.
And Antonio Brown was allegedly the one who pulled the trigger.
Antonio Brown on the football field.
The arrest warrant reads, attempted second-degree murder with a firearm.
Accused of opening fire outside a celebrity boxing event.
One of the most serious charges in the criminal justice system.
The areas where guys get killed.
If convicted, Brown could spend the rest of his life behind bars.
Actually impacted the behavior after that. Is that true?
The rise and fall of Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was once the best wide receiver in the NFL. 7 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pro selections, over 12,000 receiving yards. He was destined for the Hall of Fame. With the Pittsburgh Steelers, Brown was unstoppable. He and Ben Roethlisberger formed one of the most dangerous quarterback-receiver combinations in NFL history.
Brown, touchdown, Pittsburgh! What a call by Todd Haley. A predictable man-to-man situation. They set Antonio Brown up away from Josh Norman.
But behind the spectacular catches and touchdown celebrations, Brown was spiraling. Teammates reported erratic behavior.
Antonio Brown's not in the building today. He won't be practicing.
AB later publicly apologized.
Be out here today. Want to apologize to my teammates, organization.
Coaches complained about his attitude. The warning signs were everywhere. The controversy started piling up. Throwing furniture off a balcony.
He was arrested for throwing furniture out of a 14-story building and hitting a toddler below.
We circled the things falling from above.
Nearly hitting a child. Accusations of sexual abuse.
Allegations overnight against NFL star Antonio Brown, accused of sexually assaulting a woman who worked as his trainer.
Bizarre social media rants. Quitting mid-game and walking off the field.
He took off his shoulder pads, gloves, and shirt before running off the field into the locker room.
Team after team gave up on him. Pittsburgh traded him. Oakland released him before he played a single game. New England cut him after 1 game. Tampa Bay finally had enough after his shirtless exit. By 2024, Brown's NFL career was over, but his legal troubles were just beginning.
As sexual assault allegations against him surfaced, New England released AB after playing in just 1 game.
The celebrity boxing event. May 17, 2025, Miami was hosting a celebrity boxing event featuring social media influencers, retired athletes, and celebrities looking for attention and easy money. Antonio Brown arrived at the event as a VIP guest. Witnesses say he was acting erratically from the moment he walked in, loud, aggressive, and seemingly under the influence. The crowd was having fun. Celebrities were taking selfies, and everything seemed normal. But backstage, tensions were rising. Sources say Brown got into multiple arguments with event staff, other celebrities, and security personnel throughout the night. Then, around 11:30 p.m., something happened that would turn a fun celebrity event into a crime scene. Witnesses say Brown got into a heated argument with another attendee. According to the arrest warrant, the argument escalated quickly. Brown allegedly became increasingly aggressive, making threats and refusing to calm down. The shooting that shocked Miami. What happened next is still being investigated, but according to the arrest warrant, Antonio Brown pulled out a firearm and shot at another person during the argument. Gunshots rang out in the VIP area. Celebrities and attendees dove for cover. Security rushed to the scene. Chaos erupted as people tried to figure out what was happening. Emergency responders arrived within minutes. One person was rushed to the hospital with gunshot wounds. Their condition was initially critical, though they've since stabilized. Police immediately secured the scene and began interviewing witnesses. Security cameras captured much of the incident, providing crucial evidence for investigators. By the time police arrived, Antonio Brown had fled the venue. Witnesses say he left immediately after the shooting, before emergency responders could arrive.
Accused of opening fire outside a celebrity boxing event last month, $10,000 bond, and remain under house arrest until a trial date is set.
A manhunt began immediately. Police issued a BOLO, be on the lookout alert, for Brown's vehicle and began tracking his movements through the city. The arrest warrant and charges. In June 2025, Miami-Dade prosecutors filed formal charges against Antonio Brown: attempted second-degree murder with a firearm, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and discharging a firearm in public. Legal experts say these are among the most serious charges in the criminal justice system. Attempted second-degree murder with a firearm carries a potential life sentence in Florida. This isn't just another celebrity getting in trouble. This is a potential life sentence for one of the NFL's former superstars. Brown's legal team immediately denied the charges, claiming their client was acting in self-defense and that the shooting was justified. But prosecutors seemed confident in their case. The evidence is substantial, the witnesses are credible, and the charges reflect the seriousness of the alleged crime. A $10,000 bond was set for Brown's arrest, but there was one problem: nobody could find him. The Great Escape. Here's where the story takes an incredible turn that sounds like something out of a movie. While police were building their case, Antonio Brown was planning his escape. Sources close to the investigation believe Brown knew charges were coming and made arrangements to flee the country. Within days of the shooting, Brown had disappeared. His known addresses were empty. His associates claimed they hadn't seen him. His social media went silent. Then came the shocking revelation: Antonio Brown had fled the United States. Intelligence sources believe Brown is currently hiding somewhere in the Middle East or Asia, possibly in a country without an extradition treaty with the United States. This means that even though there's an active arrest warrant, Brown could potentially avoid prosecution indefinitely by staying out of the country. The international manhunt. What started as a local Miami police investigation has now become an international manhunt involving federal agencies. The FBI has joined the case, working with international law enforcement to track Brown's movements and locate his current whereabouts. Interpol's been notified, and Brown's passport has been flagged in databases worldwide. If he tries to travel to any country with extradition agreements, he could be arrested and sent back to face charges. But Brown appears to have planned this escape carefully. Sources suggest he may have obtained false identification documents or is being hidden by associates in countries where U.S. law enforcement has limited reach. The case has generated international media attention, making Brown one of the most high-profile American fugitives currently at large. The victim's recovery. While Brown fights to avoid justice from thousands of miles away, his alleged victim continues recovering from gunshot wounds sustained that night in Miami. The victim, whose identity has been protected, spent weeks in the hospital and faces a long road to full recovery. Their life was forever changed by what prosecutors allege was Brown's moment of rage. Family members have spoken about the trauma and ongoing medical expenses, while Brown remains free somewhere across the globe. This case highlights how celebrity status and wealth can sometimes help criminals evade justice, at least temporarily. The legal implications. Legal experts say Brown's flight from the country actually makes his situation worse. Fleeing prosecution is often seen as evidence of guilt and can result in additional charges. If Brown is eventually captured and returned to the United States, prosecutors could add charges related to fleeing prosecution and potentially conspiracy if others helped him escape. The longer Brown remains at large, the more resources law enforcement will dedicate to finding him. This has become a matter of principle for the justice system. International fugitive cases can take years to resolve, but they rarely end with the fugitive remaining free forever. The fall from grace. Antonio Brown's story is a cautionary tale about how talent and success can be destroyed by poor decisions and unchecked behavior. From NFL superstar to international fugitive in just a few years, from catching touchdown passes to allegedly shooting someone at a celebrity boxing match, his NFL legacy is now forever tainted by criminal charges and his status as a fugitive from justice. While Brown hides somewhere across the globe, his alleged victim continues healing and law enforcement continues hunting. This case proves that no one is above the law, even if they can temporarily run from it. The question isn't if Antonio Brown will face justice, it's when. If this shocking story of how an NFL superstar became an international fugitive stunned you, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. I'll be following every development in this case as law enforcement closes in on Antonio Brown. Share this video to help spread awareness. Someone watching might have information that helps bring Brown to justice. What do you think? Will Antonio Brown ever face trial, or will he remain a fugitive forever? Let me know in the comments below.